right, one hell of an NBA slate we've got today for Sunday, March 2nd. We've got some huge games today, obviously capped off by Lakers-Clippers Part 2 in the nightcap, but we start the day 10 a.m. Denver Nuggets, Boston Celtics from the Boston Garden. We've got some great games today with the National Basketball Association. And folks, before we get into the predictions, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA predictions here on the channel. Earlier today, we posted our 5 best bets for college basketball for Sunday, March 2nd. So make sure to check out that video. That is linked in the description down below. And also later today, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, the first video on Greedo Plays MMA. It is our UFC 313 predictions with Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev in the main event. So guys, go show some love to that video and to that channel later today. Linked in the description down below for Greedo Plays MMA. Obviously 5 p.m. Pacific today. We're going to that channel for our first ever video again on Greedo Plays MMA. And also make sure to hit that subscribe button for this channel as well. All right, let's go on to our first game of the day today in the NBA. Again, to make sure to subscribe to Greedo Plays MMA. Here we go. We start in Boston with the Boston Celtics and the Denver Nuggets. Guys, the Los Angeles Lakers can be the number 2 seed in the West after today. And it starts with Phase 1, the Celtics beating the Nuggets. By the way, how disappointing were the Memphis Grizzlies last night? I get it, De'Aaron hits the game winner, but my goodness. And I get Ja didn't play. But how are you not beating the Spurs at home? Oh, man. Anyways, Grizzlies lose last night, Rockets lose, Lakers now in third, so Nuggets, Celtics tonight, and at 1, but I like the Celtics to win this basketball game, I do. We're going to take the anomaly, Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics. Now, only the really great teams in the league can beat the Celtics, and I'm not saying the Nuggets aren't capable of doing that, but I wouldn't bank on it. I think stylistically, Boston beats Denver a lot, and I think that's the case for a lot of top teams against the Nuggets. And again, I think we kind of have to look at Denver's winning streak, and I was saying this going into the Lakers game last Saturday. I was like, all right, yeah, they're beating these squads. They're on a 9-game winning streak, but who have they beat? And since, again, they lost the Lakers, sure, they go to Indiana and win. Stylistically, that's not a tough matchup at all for the Nuggets because they can just get into a shootout and outpace the Pacers. Milwaukee, they lose. That's a physical team that's hard to beat. And they beat Detroit on the road, where the Pistons arguably had their worst shooting night, or shooting half of the year in the first half in that game. I just don't think Denver's all that good. They don't consistently beat good teams. And that's why I think the Nuggets are going to lose in the playoffs. I think, again, I've been saying this, I think they lose to both the Lakers and the Nuggets. And I think especially when you look at the Eastern Conference, they lose to the Cavaliers and Celtics as well. They probably beat the Knicks. But still, they lost to the Knicks in January, obviously, in MSG. In this game, though, we're taking the Celtics. Matchup-wise, they match up perfectly with Denver. Boston can score, and they should be able to get enough stops of Denver to win this basketball game. And I get it, the Celtics choked that 25-point lead in the first quarter. Obviously, Tatum said, F out of here to Cleveland after they took a big first quarter lead. And obviously, Donovan Mitchell led the Cavaliers to victory in that game in Boston. And again, we said that was going to happen. But still, Boston's the all-around better team. And that's obvious. Yes, they're dealing with some injuries. Probably no Drew Holiday today. He's questionable, doubtful with the finger injury. And same with Kristaps Porzingis, doubtful with an illness. But Jaylen Brown should be playing. Yes, again, it does make the possibility of Jokic going off even more likely, but still, Aaron Gordon questionable for this game. I don't think the Nuggets are that good. They are extremely overrated, and they only get respect this year because, sure, their record's good, but again, Denver does what they need to do. They beat bad teams, but they only get the respect that they have because of their championship win 2 years ago. Boston's the all-around better basketball team. The game's in Massachusetts as well. I fully expect the Celtics to dominate, even without Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. As long as the Jays play Tatum and Brown, I feel okay with Boston winning this basketball game. Give me the Celtics to win here at home against Denver and to cover the 3.5 points as well. We move on to the team that just beat the Boston Celtics. That's the Cleveland Cavaliers, as they will host the Portland Trailblazers. Portland's been playing better ball, obviously, coming off of a victory in their last game on the road in Brooklyn against the Nets. They're currently on a 4-game winning streak after losing their first game out the All-Star break to the Los Angeles Lakers. Portland has beat Charlotte, Utah, Washington, and Brooklyn, with the latter 3 being all on the road. Here's another road spot for Portland as they head to Ohio to take on the Cavaliers. And for as good of ball as the Blazers have been playing, this is where it comes to an end. The Cavaliers are going to get them here, and the Cavs are going to put up points against the Blazers. Again, the Blazers, we've been saying this with Portland, but it's true. Portland beats the bad teams. They will give the top teams some trouble, but teams like Charlotte, Utah, Washington, Brooklyn, they beat them consistently. The better teams, they will put up fights, but ultimately they will lose. And I'm not saying they're going to not put up a fight here against Cleveland. I think they're going to. It's just the Cavs are so hard to keep up with. Now, Portland, again, has fought their way back to only 6 games under 500, as they are now 27-33. But again, it is so hard to maintain a pace against this Cleveland Cavaliers team because they score so much. Donovan Mitchell, obviously, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, their 3 All-Stars, Jared Allen, DeAndre Hunter's presence in this lineup as well. It just makes it so tough, to beat this Cavs squad, and I don't expect the Blazers to get all that close. You have to play a near-perfect game to beat this team on the road, and I just don't think Portland does that. They're on the latter end of a road trip here. They've been on the road for a while. They actually, they still have Philly on Monday, in Pennsylvania, then at Boston Wednesday, then in OKC on Friday, then they return home on next Sunday against the Pistons. Damn, they're on the road for a while. And again, I like the Pistons. I think, again, Anthony Simons is great. Shaedon Sharpe's been excelling in this, bench role to the capacity he has been playing. I think Shaedon Sharpe's been great. Obviously, with some injuries, he does start sometimes. But, even the injury guys like Denny Adjiva has been great all year long, too. I do like Portland a lot. It's just, man, they're playing right now the best team in basketball. Again, I've said it before. Is Cleveland going to win the chip? I don't think so. I think they're good. We'll see. Again, that win in the comeback against Boston makes me want to pick them in the East right now. I don't know. Again, I do feel like the East is just Cleveland and Boston. I will joke around that the Pacers can potentially make a run, but if I had to put my life savings on it, obviously I'd either bet on Cleveland or Boston. I think the Cavs dominate this basketball game at home. They should just be able to outpace the Blazers all night long. Give me Cleveland at home, obviously in Ohio. We go on to our third game of the day, and we go to another top team in the Eastern Conference, the Indiana Pacers, and there will be another top team in the East after this. The Pacers take on the Chicago Bulls. It's a get-right spot for Indiana after a bad loss the other night to the Heat. I don't care. They only lost by 5, and sure, they were on the road. I expect the Pacers to win games like that. I just do. I get it. Indiana doesn't play the best defense. You got to win a game like that. You can't let Miami drop 125 on your head. The way the Heat have been playing recently, you can't do that. It's a bad game for Indiana, right? Tyrese is still playing great ball, right? 19-10. That'll play. Siakam, 36 points in that game. Miles Turner with 22. Again, offense will never be the problem for the Indiana Pacers. They will score, and they're going to continue to score all year long. It's just defensively, that's where they're liable. That's where they're a liability, obviously. But this is a game where the Pacers win. Again, the Bulls are just the light version of Indiana. That's what they are this season. And again, a win in their last game. We said they were going to get it. An overtime victory in their last one over the Toronto Raptors. Kobe White with a huge go-ahead three, and 1 4-point play to send the game into overtime. Zach Collins has been great filling in for Nikola Vucevic, and I believe Vuce is still out. But honestly, man, Zach Collins has been just fine. And obviously, again, I can't believe I'm saying this, the heartbeat to this Bulls team right now is Josh Giddey. Giddey's playing phenomenal ball. Giddey in that last game against Toronto with 19, 12, and 8. He's been playing like one of the best players in basketball since the All-Star break, which is crazy, and obviously that's still a very limited sample size, but I gotta give credit to where credit is due, and I've always said Giddey's a good player. Look at him go now. The thing is, the Bulls have so many injuries. You look at their injury report right now. Obviously, Patrick Williams is still out. Vooch has already been ruled out for this game. Lonzo's probable. Desumu's out. Kevin Huerter's questionable. And then both Josh Giddey and Kobe White find themselves on the injury report, but they have no injuries listed. They're just both day-to-day for this game. Now, I assume both Giddey and White will play tonight in Indianapolis, but I just don't know what's going on with the Bulls injury report. Yes, Zach Collins has been great. Now he's got to deal with Miles Turner. I don't know how much he's going to be able to score against Miles Turner. And as long as Tyrese Halliburton continues to play the way that he's playing right now, yeah, Indiana's a problem. I don't care that they lost to Denver, and sure, the Miami loss wasn't great, but the main thing that the Pacers should be concerned about is getting their franchise guy right, and that's what's going on right now. If Indiana can go into the playoffs with Tyrese Halliburton playing, at an all-star level again, my goodness, they're dangerous. Because people forget, last year they made that run, and Tyrese, yeah, he was decent in the playoffs, but he wasn't where he was at the beginning of the season prior to his injury. I've been saying it, Tyrese never got time off in the offseason because he was playing for Team USA over in Paris. He jumps right back into the season. He finally just got a week off for the All-Star break. I'm just saying, a fully rested Tyrese, back from injury, plus a very good Siakam, obviously playing at an All-Star level this season. This is a dangerous team. I do joke about the Pacers winning the East. I think they're a dark horse. I really think they are. The problem, obviously, is them defensively because every Indiana game is a shootout. But hey, it's fun to watch. I love watching the Indiana Pacers. And when Tyrese is balling, it just makes the Pacers even more fun to watch. Give me Indiana to win this game against the Chicago Bulls and blow out the Bulls in the process. I just don't think the Bulls are able to keep up. They play the same style of play, obviously, as the Pacers do, just not as well. So I expect Indiana to win this game, blow them out, and win it by double digits. Give me the Pacers at home at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. We go on to another top team in the Eastern Conference. We go to the New York Knicks. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks are not playing today, so we're missing out on the other team out the top 5 today in the Eastern Conference. But the New York Knicks head on over to Miami, Florida to take on the Miami Heat. The Heat are coming off a victory over Indiana. We just talked about it. I don't think they put back-to-back games together. I still don't believe the Heat are very good. I get it. They beat my guys the other night in Indiana. But Miami's still 2 games under. I obviously still think they're a play-in team. I would like to believe that they're still going to be in that 9-10 matchup. But honestly, no, I think that's going to be Orlando. And we'll get to the Magic in a second. But Miami's not beating New York here. The Knicks are just the better basketball team. New York coming off back-to-back victories over the 76ers and the Memphis Grizzlies. Josh Hart probable. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson's back as well, so we can expand this Tom Thibodeau rotation now, adding another guy finally. So now, we can go 8-man rotation. So, hey, Cat only has to play 39 minutes a night now instead of 42. I'm obviously joking a little bit, but again, the presence of Mitchell Robinson does make them deeper, obviously, as a team. It gives them another rotational guy, which is a big deal for New York. It really is. Miami's been putting up a valiant effort, back-to-back wins over the Atlanta Hawks and the Indiana Pacers. Good for them. They're still 2 games under. Andrew Wiggins is questionable for this game. He's doubtful for this game, so no Wiggins tonight. The injury report on Jaquez tonight is Jaquez's ankle has been Ira Winderman of South Florida Sun Centennial for Sun. Okay, so they just didn't write an injury. I don't know if Jaquez is playing or not. Regardless, I like the Knicks. This feels like a game the Knicks win. They're just better than Miami, and trust me, I'm not high on the New York Knicks at all this season. But you got to give credit to where credit is due. Jalen Brunson's an elite player in this league. Karl Anthony Towns is more than an elite superstar. I don't know if I want to say superstar, but more than an elite player in the league as well. Obviously, again, Cat doesn't get the recognition he deserves, and obviously, again, that Timberwolves trade is still keeps on looking worse and worse with the numbers Cat's putting up this season. I mean, 25 and 13. There's a reason Karl Anthony Towns is in the top 5 right now for the MVP race. Again, if I honestly had to vote for it, I'd put Karl Anthony Towns as 4th in the MVP race. I'd probably go Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, and Cat. Honestly, I mean, some Giannis, No, I'd definitely put Cat above Giannis. I don't think I'm forgetting anyone, am I? I don't think I am. Yeah, I'd put Cat 4th, honestly. I know LeBron's not going to be able, I thought about Tatum. Nah, Cat's higher than Tatum. Anyways, I like the Knicks in this spot. They're just better than the Heat. No Andrew Wiggins as well. I like the Knicks to go in here and beat Miami. I just don't think the Heat are very good. Yeah, they beat the Pacers, but, a broken clock is right twice a day. So, give me New York to win and cover the 5.5 points. Going on to Orlando. This is my big upset pick today. Again, the conservative play is Toronto on the spread. I don't mind the money line either. Hear me out. I think the Raptors go to Orlando and win. The Magic just watched Steph Curry drop 58 points on their head. Paolo Banchero quietly dropped 41. I'm not going to say quietly, but it's something that's not being spoken about in that game, how well Banchero played, and obviously that was still a loss because obviously of Curry's explosion and the Warriors winning. The Magic, I just feel like they're so unlucky with injuries, and obviously they played a good game against the Warriors. Curry just had his best night, arguably in years, obviously. And they lose the game by 6 points at home. The thing with Orlando is, again, they're going to be a play-in team. They're not going anywhere. It's just the chemistry's been off this season with all the injuries. Franz Wagner's an elite player when he plays. Paolo Banchero, obviously elite as well. Both those guys with the torn obliques, they're both back now. I think Toronto catches him here. This could be either, spot on, or it definitely could be just a colossal failure of a pick, and the Magic just blow the Raptors out. But the Magic don't really blow anybody out. They can, but they're a defensive-minded team. I think the Raptors can stay in this basketball game. They don't really have any big injuries, so their starting guys are playing. We're talking about IQ, Grady Dick, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl. The Raptors are, I don't want to say dangerous, but they're able to stay in games. I mean, arguably they should have beat the Bulls in Chicago the other night, but obviously Kobe White hit a miracle shot, and then obviously the Bulls finished it up in overtime. I've seen Toronto beat good teams before. Yeah, they're on a losing skid right now, but if they're going to pick one off here, it's going to be Orlando. They're going to play this team twice. I fully expect the Magic to win the second game, but if the Raptors are going to catch them, it's going to be this one. Magic really, again, coming off that loss to the Warriors. This is the upset play here. I think Toronto was able to catch them in the first game. Scotty Barnes has been playing great ball all year long, obviously, and that young starting core is continuing to progress all season long as well. Again, if there's ever an upset pick, you would take the Raptors, obviously, in this spot compared to the other upsets today, just because, again, Orlando's defensive-minded. They might be able to catch them in a low-scoring game, and the Raptors might just be able to do just enough deep in the game and into the fourth quarter. So I'm going to take the Toronto Raptors to win this basketball game on the road in Orlando, Florida, but the safer pick, obviously, and the pick that I like more is Toronto on the spread. So plus 6.5 for the Raptors going on the road to Orlando, Florida, while they take on the Magic. Let's move on to our next game as we go to San Antonio, Texas, as we have the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Spurs pulled off a miracle last night, obviously beating the Memphis Grizzlies. I did not see that coming at all. It's okay now. Shea is going to drop 40 on their head. Okay? Shout out to De'Aaron Fox. I've been calling for him to go get that surgery to go fix his hand/wrist. He hits the buzzer beater. He looked great last night against the Grizzlies. The Spurs almost choked it away like they did in multiple games against the New Orleans Pelicans, but good for them. They beat the Grizzlies, right? I'm happy for that squad. And hell, again, it helps the Lakers out as well. So I'm not complaining. Anyways, OKC is going to dominate this game. Yeah, the game's in San Antonio, but it's a second half of a back-to-back for the Spurs. And the best player in the NBA is playing in this game. And obviously his name is SGA. Shea's obviously averaging 32.5 this season. You know, he'll have games where he scores 27 and it's looked at as a bad night. That's how good this guy is. Again, he is on a historical pace right now, man. You don't want to hear it, but Shea is on a Michael Jordan-esque pace right now. He legitimately is. He is the best historical player you can compare to SGA's run right now to. If you add some championships, then we're looking at SGA, as long as he's able to keep up this pace, as a historical all-time great. That's, I think, where we need to put into perspective what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is doing this season with a team that's now 48-11. They're going to go to San Antonio and dominate. I have no doubt in my mind this is not a blowout. The Spurs just played a great, grueling game last night in Memphis. They picked off a good team, but now OKC comes to town and doesn't make it close at all. This will not be a competitive basketball game. SGA is going to dominate. We will see how the Spurs handle their injuries. Obviously, their injury report isn't out yet, obviously, because they just played yesterday. And I'm recording this, obviously, in the middle of the night. I don't know if De'Aaron Fox is going to play the second half of a back-to-back. We'll see how they deal with some of these injuries and these injuries that have been kind of, staying with these guys throughout the season. I'm missing an English word right now. I want to say lagging. It's not. Nagging. Oh my goodness. I said lagging injuries. These nagging injuries for these guys, obviously, that might make San Antonio sit them out in the second half of a back-to-back. The Thunder have not played in a couple days. They beat Atlanta the other night. They're going to come into San Antonio and dominate. SGA is the best player in the NBA, and it's really not even that close. Give me Shea and the Thunder to go to San Antonio. Yes, dominate and blow them out, because when the Thunder win, they win blowouts. They'll cover the 13.5 because they're just that good. Next up, we go to Utah. Again, another underdog that I like here. I do like this more than Toronto, 100%. The Utah Jazz at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Jazz are coming off a victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves. They won that game by 1. Obviously, again, no Anthony Edwards, no Julius Randle, no Rudy Gobert in that game, but the Jazz were able to find a way to win. Now, the Jazz always have injuries, so first off, why are they a plus 210 dog? Because if these two teams were at full strength, yeah, the Jazz would probably be, not even, but they'd probably be like a plus 120 dog. Their entire starting lineup is injured, except for Isaiah Collier. He's going to play. They've got 5 injuries out of 5 of their 8 rotational guys, main rotational guys. We're talking Walker Kessler's out due to rest. Colin Sexton out due to left ankle injury management. Clarkson's out with a foot injury. John Collins out due to low back injury management. And Lauri Markkanen's out with the back injury. If there was ever a case of capture the flag, it is right here, right now in Salt Lake City, Utah. But you know what? The players who are going to be given the opportunity to play today for the Utah Jazz are going to show one to the ownership, show one to this team's management, and they're going to win them a game. Because this is a game, obviously, the Jazz want to lose. Why do they want to lose this? The Pelicans are 16-44. The Jazz are 15-44. The Jazz want a better chance and better odds of landing the number 1 pick in Cooper Flag. That's all this is. This is the most obvious tanking I've ever seen. So the league's going to see this and say, you know what? We're not going to reward you for that. We're going to try to make you win this basketball game. This is a shame for the fans of Utah, too, because you imagine all the kids who want to watch their stars play. These kids grow up in Utah idolizing Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler, and they don't even get to watch their star players play. So what are the Jazz going to do tonight? Their starting lineup will be Isaiah Collier, Keontae George, Cody Williams, KJ Martin, Kyle Filipowski. Who the hell's even in the second unit? I don't know. Elijah Harkless, Johnny Juzang, Bryce Sensabaugh, Micah Potter? Yeah. They're going to find a way to win, guys. Because the Pelicans, you don't think they're thinking about tanking either? They're going to, watch. I guarantee you Zion's going to play limited minutes tonight, or Zion's going to randomly be ruled out before the game. The Pels aren't going to try to win, is what I'm getting to here. They're not going to try to win either. This is the ultimate tankathon, and I feel like the Jazz have a very good chance to win. I know they're very hurt, but neither of these two teams should be 6.5-point favorites. So let's take the dog, who's also at home, who has shown capability of playing close sometimes at home because of the explosion of the guys who are actually playing tonight. Collier, Keontae George, Bryce Sensabaugh off the bench. They've got guys who can play. I think the Jazz are going to cover the 6.5. Don't mind the money line, but give me the points here at home for the Utah Jazz. We go on now to our next game, and we move to Phoenix, Arizona. We're actually taking another dog. Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road in Phoenix against the Phoenix Suns. Because here, guys, it doesn't matter who's on the court for the Phoenix Suns' opponents. It doesn't matter. Anyone can score against the Phoenix Suns. Anthony Edwards is back after his one-game suspension, obviously, for hitting that cap of technical fouls, obviously, in the Lakers game, so he didn't play in Utah. He's back. Ant's going to drop 50 on Kevin Durant's head. Well, KD's not going to be on him, but still, Ant likes to one-up KD. It's a weird, older brother relationship if you watched, obviously, a lot of the Team USA stuff over the summer. The Suns don't play defense. Yeah, they can score. They're great. D-Book and Durant are elite scorers in this league. They don't play defense. The Suns, again, they're not officially going to pack it up yet, but they're 3.5 games out the play-in. Now, if the Mavs keep on losing, honestly, maybe they could catch Dallas with the injuries Dallas has. But, Dallas is eventually going to get good, but Dallas is playing some tough teams coming up. Damn. I don't know. Dallas is a tough schedule. I don't think the Suns are getting in, obviously, and I think they lose this game. Bradley Beal questionable. Grayson Allen's going to play. Good luck, buddy, trying to guard Ant the entire game, because they put Bradley Beal back in the starting lineup. That's fine, but now Grayson Allen's going to have to guard Ant. It's not a bad matchup for Phoenix, but the Timberwolves are going to be able to score because it doesn't matter who's playing the Suns. Anyone scores against Phoenix. Expect Naz Reid to have a good night. Randall and Gobert both aren't playing, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they're both. Oh, no, Randall's questionable. Ooh. See if Randall plays too. Yeah, I like the Timberwolves a lot here. Plus money, guys. Never take the Suns as favorites to any game. They don't play defense. Minnesota should be able to score. We saw the Timberwolves sweep the Suns in the playoffs last year. Obviously, again, Karl Anthony Towns is now playing for New York, but I do think the Timberwolves are able to get it done. Again, this game comes down to the defense of the Suns, and there is none. It's non-existent. Give me the Timberwolves to go to Arizona and beat Phoenix. We're going to our final game, and let's go to Los Angeles, California, the Battle of LA. Why the hell are the Lakers underdogs? I don't know. Let's go. LA. BBL, ATL, that's my Michelle. Lakers in 5. Give me the Lakers here. They're just the better basketball team. I guess Norman Powell's probably back. Didn't play the first game. We thought he was going to. He's probable for this game. No Derek Jones this time around, so obviously, that's your rotational swap. Okay, great. Chris Dunn played an amazing first game against the Lakers. Like the broadcast was saying, Chris Dunn was everywhere tonight. Okay. Kawhi Leonard, I guess, is going to play another game. Sometimes he doesn't play back-to-back games. Obviously not on back-to-back nights, but it looks like, again, the Lakers are in town or they're at Staples, so obviously Kawhi's going to play. That's okay. I think the Lakers win this game. And I get it, the Lakers are dealing with some injuries, but Luka Doncic is playing and LeBron James is playing. Doesn't really matter who's around them. They're going to be missing some rotational guys. Hachimura's out for a couple more weeks, which sucks. AR's day-to-day, but I doubt he plays this one. And Jordan Goodwin, who's a great rotational guy, is going to be out as well. But as long as Luka and LeBron are playing, I don't have many concerns. Also, Maxi Kepler should be back potentially for the playoffs. That's huge. He's a shooting threat who's a big, who's going to give the Lakers some more depth in their rotation. So with the AR and Hachimura injuries, who's going to be starting tomorrow? I guess it'll be Gabe Vincent. He did start the second half in AR's absence. Some thought that maybe that should have been Dalton Connect, but I'm okay with that being Gabe Vincent. So Luka, Vincent, DFS, Braun, Jackson Hayes. Coming off the bench tonight, probably no Goodwin. So Dalton Connect, Vando, Trey Jemison, and probably we're going to see some Shake Milton minutes, because Bronny's still in the G League. So we're probably going to see some Shake Milton minutes. I'm okay with that personally. I still think they beat the Clippers. Again, I feel like Luka just being added to this team gives this Lakers, it's going to sound so cringe, but he does give them some aura to them that's bad. He does give them some, invincibility to a sense. Like, again, Luka's able to create, obviously. LeBron, it's just the two units of, all right, LeBron comes out, 5 minutes into the game, Luka plays the rest of the first quarter, then LeBron comes back in. You always have an elite scorer on the court at all times, and it makes the Lakers really tough. And also, they're playing great defensive ball right now. And again, that's DFS, that's Vando, that's Goodwin, who's not playing tonight, but these guys added defensive presence to this basketball team. Hey, hell, Gabe Vincent played some good defense. It was a kicked ball against James Harden in the fourth quarter last game, but still, these guys are playing great defense. Trey Jemison, man, I'm seeing some Dwight Howard in Trey Jemison right now. The Lakers, by the way, are undefeated in games Trey Jemison plays. I don't know if that's a centil stat or not, but I'm going to roll with it. Yeah, that makes sense, honestly. He's better than Alex Len, because Alex Len is just... Yeah. Anyways, give me the Lakers here. I absolutely love the Lakers in this spot. The Clippers just lost their last game against the Lakers, and the Lakers should be able to do it again. Guys, the Clippers have lost 4 of 5 coming out the All-Star break. Give me the Lakers to make it 2 in a row. We get them at plus money. Fire me up for the Lakers at home here in the real Los Angeles basketball arena, the Staples Center. It's still Staples to me, damn it. Give me the Lakers at home to beat the Los Angeles Clippers. Straight up plus 105 on the money line. Braun and Luka get it done. As long as they play, they will win. If Luka doesn't play, yikes. But I expect Luka and LeBron to give it a go. So give me the Lakers at home here against the inferior Los Angeles team and the Los Angeles Clippers. So folks, thank y'all for watching our NBA predictions here for March 2nd. If you haven't yet though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. And make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more NBA predictions and college basketball best bets. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.